twilights at a Vietnamese river. Now is 2024 March, and I'm so delightful that I can observe this kind of rural style view uh, in Saigon, because in this part of Vietnam there is not much left. It gets more and more urban, and this kind of view more reminds me of the past. Before coming here about 2 years ago, I would have always imagined Vietnam something like this: a slowly flowing river, some small huts in green lushes on the river banks, some palm trees growing, some kind of Buddhist tranquility, and that gives me some nostalgic feelings. Yeah, before in the past apparently there were many crocodiles in the rivers. Now there are no. Throughout Vietnam you don't see any crocodiles in the wild nature, maybe only in some reserves, natural reserves, but apparently most of them have been eaten at a certain point. Maybe this is, but before in the past there were many, and maybe this is why Vietnamese people, most of them can't swim, even along the seashore. Those who live along the seashore, they often go fishing in their small boats, but even fishermen can't swim. That's quite interesting. But yeah, maybe there were crocodiles and maybe some sharks in the sea. This is why people don't know how to do it now. Anyway, that's a nice moment. The sun is going down, it gets dark, and the river gives me some good feelings. Good feelings to share. Good feelings to share the view, share my thoughts about the history, the nature. Yeah, the history. It's really interesting. Whenever I travel new places, I always think what this place looked like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 100 years ago. And now I'm in Saigon and wonder what this particular place looked like, let's say 50 years ago. Well, 50 years ago it was, 70s. There was, in the 70s, there was Vietnam War. Horrible time actually. But I think in terms of the nature, it looked kind of beautiful, different from now. Because now when you travel in Vietnam, it's difficult to find really wild nature. Along the roads, it's all quite condensedly built, and even when you go far from the cities, there are still farms, not much wild forest left. But maybe 50 years ago there was a forest here. Maybe still rice fields. But 100 years ago, wonder what it looked like 100 years ago. 100 years ago, probably there were really wild jungles. Yeah, that's really interesting. And that's something that's why these kind of views, they still give me good feelings, because this is something that disappears. Cities grow, more and more buildings are being constructed. Out of the cities, more and more farms are being built, and more land is being cultivated. Oh, by the way, there is a boat coming. There are still some traditional boats left, like they are narrow, long boats, and popular in East Asia. Yeah, I was talking about the moments that you can probably moments that you can experience only limited time, and in the future there will be different times, there will be different kind of feelings, and it will be difficult to get back and feel the same that you felt in the past. Maybe that is the meaning of nostalgia. But sometimes I do feel that I want to slow down the time, freeze the moment, and leave that moment longer. Longer, because there will never be the same kinds of moments, feelings, thoughts again. And there will be no same places. Places change, environment change. Yeah, I think that's it. Until next time.